Welcome to
Half past cha.
I cannot believe we skipped a week, Hallie.
We did.
I can't believe us. But let me get started with the intro. This is a husband and wife podcast talking about life and our experiences being married and also being an interracial couple. Our podcast is called Half Past Cha because we're currently drinking cha at what we call Half Past Cha. Welcome.
How many times can you say cha in one sentence?
I don't know. Maybe I gotta change that
I really
up,
noticed it this time.
You guys probably can tell we are not on video. This is just an audio version of this podcast because we got a few things going on. We'll get into it in a bit, but we still don't have a sponsor. So please follow us on Instagram and TikTok. Be sure to give this podcast 5 stars or a like if you're watching this on YouTube. Helps us a lot, especially with this algorithm that we're trying to break. Okay? All right. Hallie, we're back in the USA.
We are.
Isn't that insane?
We are back from India, everyone.
This episode is going to be a little different. It's not going to talk about our experience in India, more so our experience coming back. And then our next podcast is going to talk more about what we did, what we ate. But I just wanted to address the things that have happened to Hallie.
Okay, I'm okay, everyone. I just want everyone to know that we don't have a video today. This is a little bit of a different episode just because, I don't know. I don't look the best. I'm not feeling the best, and I'm a little sick. As some of you probably already know. Suketu, thank you for posting some lovely photos of me in the hospital on Snapchat. I really appreciate you sharing those with everybody.
Well, I just wanted to do my due diligence and let everybody know that you were dying in the hospital. So, let's go back a little bit and talk about our last week in India, but not the things we did in India, Hallie. The things that were going wrong in terms of what was happening in your body.
All right.
Okay, so what was happening in your body? Okay, when was the first feeling of sickness, I guess? That's a good question.
It was a week in. Exactly a week.
Yeah, so that first week was fine.
Yeah. And then you and I decided to get crazy and go on a little run. We went on a run around your village. We were going to the different farms and everything, and all was going great. It was nice, we decided to go on a post-breakfast run, just the two of us, just hanging out. Started off feeling great, I hadn't run in at least a week and a half, so I didn't expect it to be perfect and for me to feel great during the whole thing, but we had a good time, and, it was kind of hard, and about 5 minutes in, I said, Suketu, this is really hard. Why is this so hard for me right now? And it wasn't like it was even that hot either. It was like 70s. It was in the morning.
Well, the second you said it was hard, we should have started walking or doing something else.
We should have. Why didn't we take that as a sign?
Do you remember drinking water before we went?
Okay, so I guess that's important to mention too, because you guys, it's a very long process to get to India. And I think from the start of us flying there, traveling, all of that, I was already kind of dehydrated just because, you only get so much water on a plane, and the bathrooms scare me on planes. So maybe it was also something inside me that I was just not drinking enough because I didn't want to go to the bathroom on planes. Those things are scary.
Yeah, well,
I don't know. So I think it was a lot. I was very dehydrated.
Just a tip in case anybody's scared of toilets like Hallie. What I do is I wear my headphones into the toilet so I can't hear the flush because that thing is loud.
Or what you can do is you push the button real quick and then you cover your ears. That's what I learned to do on the way back.
Or that works too.
Yeah.
Okay. So so she started feeling sick. And this was also the day we were visiting family. So we had 9 houses that we hit in one day. Mm-hmm. And I think that was a lot for Hallie too, just like going from house to house to house and not really getting a break from that.
Well, yeah, I had already felt very sick. And it was like immediately too. That was the weird thing. We came back from the run And I remember showering, and as I was washing my hair, my scalp was very, very sore. I'm like, what is going on? Like, why does my skin hurt? Then I noticed the rest of my body hurt, and I was like, what is going on? Yeah, I know that run was hard, but, I don't think that it would have this effect on me. Why am I feeling so sore and achy? And I don't know, but it was so strange. It was immediately when we got back.
And at the end of the day, I was just like, okay, well, she just needs some water, and
Water.
it'll be fine.
Yeah.
But it ended up not being fine because she felt this way for the rest of our trip. So, Hallie, how did it get worse? Did you feel kind of the same every day? Like, what'd you feel?
Yeah, I think it got worse every day, to be honest with you. I tried to deny it because I was having such a good time, and that definitely didn't do me any good because, one, I was constantly freezing in India, which you should never be cold when you're in India. So that should have been a sign right there. And yeah, that was not normal. I used a bunch of blankets while I was there. I'd constantly break out into a cold sweat. I was very fatigued the entire time. It was hard and I was like, well, maybe it's just because it's so hot. I'm not used to it. And I would just get so tired just going up and down the stairs like one time. And so most of my days during the day, when we weren't doing something, I'd try to just, relax and sit and read and really not move much. But we also did so many cool things that it was hard for me to want to sit and do nothing because we had a full agenda, really. So it's not like you can just really rest either because, how often am I in India? It's not like we're going to go there that often, and it's, I don't want to just do nothing while I'm there. So I think that was where I started to pretend that I was fine.
Yeah, because I remember, like, we took 2 days kind of off while you were sick. So, like, we did a few things, and then you still weren't feeling better. So I was like, okay, 2 days of nothing.
Yeah.
And once we did 2 days of nothing and she was still feeling, like, really bad, I was like, okay, like, she's got to be faking it. Something's going on. Like, how, why, like, there's no explanation to why she was feeling bad. It's not like she was hidden.
Get it. And I was like, I don't know what else I can tell you. This is what I'm feeling.
I didn't get it, and you didn't get it either. So nobody knew what was happening.
Nobody got it.
And I don't think we would ever find out until we got to the U.S. So the issue, the biggest thing that happened was the dehydration. But I'm talking about, like, flash forward to us.
Before we flash forward, how much water was I drinking a day?
Like 7 liters a day.
So, yes, when we were in India, his dad would buy these big packages of water bottles, and each one of them was a liter. I had at least 6 or 7 of those a day, and it didn't feel like it made a dent in any part of my body. I did not feel it, and it's weird now that I'm actually hydrated, that I can feel water. As soon as I take a drink, I feel it in my body. I didn't feel that when we were in India. I didn't feel it for like a solid week, or maybe even the whole time we were there, because I was already dehydrated when we got there, probably.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I had 6 to 7 liters a day, which is definitely plenty of water.
That's full-on dehydration right there. So there's nothing that she could do to get more hydrated. Like, we gave her everything. We went to the city and got her the hydration packs. That did nothing.
Yeah.
So it was just like a lost cause at this point. She needed to get to the hospital or IV. And I wish we went there and just took her to the hospital so then she'd be fine on the flight, because that flight is the absolute thing that pushed her over the edge.
Flash forward to our departure from India. We were on our way home. We flew from Mumbai to Paris, and we landed in Paris and stayed there. We were there for like an hour or two.
And the second we landed, or the second we sat down in our seat, Hallie felt bad. She did not eat or drink the entire flight. And I was like, this is not good. I was super scared. And then it happened, everybody. We were in a bus on our way to our next flight.
I thought I was going to throw up. I just kept saying, Suketu, I'm going to throw up. Help.
Yep.
Ugh.
She just kept saying she was going to throw up. And I was like, Hallie, they're going to open the doors in a few minutes. We were right outside the plane, and we're going to walk to the plane to get on it.
Yeah, we were just in a bus with a bunch of people, and it was hot in there, and there was a lot going on.
And then all of a sudden, I see Hallie's eyes roll back, and she drops. She passes out.
Splat. No, I'm
I
just
am
kidding.
yelling as loud as I can. Open the doors, open the doors. The guy next to me was also freaking out as well, yelling, open the doors. And the bus guy would not open the doors because we were on
Why would
the
you not
tarmac.
open the door, though? If somebody's
I know.
unconscious, I don't get that.
We were on the tarmac, and this guy next to me just with his foot slams the door open. And then I drag you out of this thing so you can get some air.
I don't remember this, everyone. I was very unconscious.
Hallie,
for how long?
Hallie was fully unconscious for about 2 minutes. And I was like...
At least I got a nap.
Panicking, okay? I was freaking out the entire time. And once she woke up, I felt a little better, but then she was allowed to go hide behind this thing to go throw up, which she didn't throw up apparently, but...
Yeah, I didn't. I just ran to hide, and I needed to collect myself for a few minutes because I was embarrassed, so I tried to hide from people.
But that was 100% the scariest moment almost in my entire life, because I just didn't know what to do.
But you caught me. How sweet is that?
Felt absolutely powerless. I caught you, but I thought you were dead. Like, I literally was like, okay, well, first thing I thought was like, okay, she's gone. And the second thing I thought was like, how am I going to get her back home? That was the only other thing. Cause like, I thought we were going to miss our flight. I thought we were going to have to go to the hospital.
Which they almost didn't let us get on the flight.
Yeah. Which is insanity.
Yeah, they did not want us to get on the flight because if you're familiar with the flight from Paris back to Atlanta, we were about to fly over the ocean for like 8 hours.
Yeah, so they just wanted to make sure that she was all right to fly over the Atlanta for at least 8 hours, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And
which I get. They need to make sure that their passengers are going to be okay because it's not like you can just turn around.
Yeah. So we were lucky enough to have a few doctors on board as well to check her out and just get her
I felt
hydrated.
So taken care of. They were so nice.
Yeah, she had to eat. They gave her some food. They had a few hot drinks. They said to stop drinking cold drinks and drink some hot stuff, which helped.
I think I had about 7 different beverages
in the matter
flight.
of like 10 minutes. Yeah. And then you had even more on the flight.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was pretty freaked out. So
understandably so. I probably would be too.
We were on the flight. It was like maybe we were like in the middle of our flight. Hallie goes up to go to the bathroom, which is good news. This is good news. She's going up to go to the bathroom because before she would drink and not go to the bathroom.
Oh yeah, that was also a big problem while we were on our trip. It's like I'd have 6 to 7 liters of water and then never actually have to go to the bathroom. So where was that water even going?
Yeah, that was an issue. And so as she was going up to get to go to the bathroom, I hear yelling in the back. And this is the direction she walked in, like yelling out loud saying, hey, we need medical assistance. There's the flight attendant was like, is there any doctors on the flight? And I was freaking out because I thought she passed out again. So I go running back there and there's another guy who passed out.
I know. I don't know what happened there, but I felt so bad. But okay, so here's what happened. I was in the bathroom. When this happened. So Suketu thought it was me, but I was just in the bathroom and I heard yelling occurring and I had no idea what was happening. I'm glad it's not me. Again, I didn't want to pass out again, but at the same time, it's scary that it's somebody else and like I hope he's okay.
So overall, it wasn't Hallie and we ended up making it to the USA.
Oh.
It was so nice to be able to, know that we were not over water. We were almost home. We had one more flight. That flight on the way home was rough. I mean, it was bad. There was no air conditioning. They couldn't get it to work for some reason until we were in the air. But it was very hot. But anyways, we flew home, finally landed in Indy. You don't know. I don't think you understand how happy Hallie was.
I think I started tearing up.
But overall,
I was finally home and I was like, I can go to the doctor.
Yeah. First thing we did was take Hallie home, slept. She slept terribly. She could not sleep at all. So we went straight to the ER to get her fluids to get fluids in her, and they said something about they just did a lot of tests on her. So I guess I'll give Hallie the mic to be able to talk more about that.
Well, yeah, so like he said, we decided just to go to the ER because I needed some fluids. I was obviously very dehydrated, and me drinking enough water was not going to solve that, so I knew that there was really only one thing we could do, and that was get fluids. But they did say that my fever didn't match the dehydration, which I've only been dehydrated one other time in my life, and I was probably like 5 years old. I was just a kid. And so I don't remember fully what happened all those years ago, so I was like, okay, well, I guess if you say something else is wrong, something else is probably wrong. So they ran tons and tons of tests. They took so much of my blood. Oh my gosh, Suketu was in the room. He couldn't watch. It was bad.
Yeah, I definitely could not watch
So funny. Oh my gosh. I really appreciate all that he's done for me. He would be a great nurse. However, he cannot look at needles or blood. That's okay. He did a really great job with everything, taking me there, and we'll get into that later. But they did a ton of tests for blood work and everything, and turns out I was severely dehydrated, plus I have mono again, which is something that I've had about 7 years ago. And I was like, you've got to be kidding me. Oh my gosh, mono? Really? Which, if you guys don't know what mono is, you can't do anything about it. It's not just like the flu, it's not like a cold. They can't give you any medicine for it. All you have to do is sleep and just hope it goes away within 3 to 4 weeks, really, which is what I experienced last time. I had it right before my senior year of high school, and I was very, very sick for a very long time. So you may be wondering how I have mono, and well, I am too. One thing that I don't like is how it's called the kissing disease, because obviously I'm not going around kissing people. I'm married.
I'd hope not.
Suketu don't have mono. But I mean, and I asked too, because I'm pretty sure this is what happened years ago when I had it, but I don't remember the exact explanation. But, it can happen like any virus when your immune system is just really run down and weakened. And as my grandmother would say, I've been burning the candle at both ends for quite some time now, so it makes sense why I'm just real sick now. It can just happen, unfortunately.
Yep. Well, all I know is that Hallie is getting a little better day by day, and that's all I can ask for. So I want to move on to our first break, which is a This or That Sick Edition. Not everything is sick edition on this, but I tried my best, okay? So Hallie's going to ask me a few, and then I'll ask Hallie.
Okay. All right. Ready, Suketu?
Mm-hmm.
Ibuprofen or Tylenol?
Ibuprofen, because I can't swallow Tylenol pills. They're too big.
Yeah. Okay, makes sense. Sleep on the couch or the bed?
Bed? What about you? Real quick, what about you?
Well, given recent events, I've fallen asleep on the couch at like 7, 8 every night. And it's because it's so cold down here, and it's so hot upstairs, and it's cold down here, and my body temperature is constantly changing. So, you know what? I switch back and forth, honestly.
Yeah. Okay.
Night or morning?
I like the morning.
Tomato soup or chicken noodle soup?
It's a great question. I would pick tomato soup if the bread was involved, but just soup alone, I say chicken noodle soup.
Well, let's say bread is involved.
Oh, tomato soup then.
Grilled cheese?
Yeah.
Yeah. Vacation or staycation?
Vacation.
Lose sleep or skip a meal? Terrible question.
I know. I don't know. I'd say lose sleep because I need food.
Yeah.
All right, Hallie, are you ready for your This or That?
I am.
Okay. Attend a party or host a party?
I really like attending them because I always host them.
Okay. I get that. I hate hosting because you got to clean up. Sweating or shivering?
Oh, neither one. Probably shivering because I can at least cover up with blankets.
Really?
And take a hot shower.
I guess that makes sense. Sweating does suck. Hot or iced coffee?
Iced. Duh.
Board games or video games?
Video games.
Snapchat
Fortnite.
or Instagram?
I don't know. Probably Instagram.
Instagram. Interesting. Loud or quiet?
Quiet.
Okay, well, that was This or That Sick Edition, even though most of those were not Sick Edition.
Somewhere.
But hope you enjoyed it. Let's move on and talk about how good of a caretaker I am, Hallie.
Wow, you're such a good caretaker, and you're so humble and modest too. Oh my goodness. But on the real, you guys, I want to mention how good, I mean for real, of a caretaker Suketu has been. He's had a lot of other things going on with work and, us getting home and all the craziness of all those things. And he's been by my side taking care of me as though nothing else in the world is going on. And he's been right there giving me meds, feeding me, taking me to the ER, waiting on me hand and foot. He's done so much. And he's been my couch TV show movie watching buddy as well, and we've just parked on the couch. And the few nights that I've slept on the couch as well, he's slept down here too with me, which is so sweet. And our couch is comfortable to relax on and lounge on, but it's not like, you don't usually sleep your nights on a couch, you sleep your nights in a bed. So I just want to commend K2 for all that he's done. I'll have to do something really special for him when I'm better.
Well, thank you, Hallie. I would take care of you any day, and that's why this episode is called In Sickness and in Health.
Yeah, facts.
Okay? And I just wanted to mention about us watching lots of things. We've been watching Ted Lasso.
I love Ted Lasso.
The new season of You.
Yes.
And let me just tell you, it's been great. And I've been riding the train of being lazy and relaxing all these days that we've gotten to relax. But I think I'm getting to a point where it's like, okay, time to get back into things and go to work and get back into the groove of things. Go on walks again.
I know. It's crazy how you just, take advantage of being healthy and being able to do things. Like, I'd be so happy right now if I could go on a walk. But the thing that sucks about mono is that you're just hot or cold and tired, and you constantly have a fever, and you're so weak that you can't do anything. So we're recording this on our couch right now because I don't want to sit anywhere else, and I'm comfy. And again, I just take for granted how healthy we are all the time, that we're able to do just the most basic things, like go on a walk without getting winded.
Yeah. So
I definitely miss that.
Overall, I'm just excited to get back into things. I'm excited for Hallie to feel better again. And that's all I have to say in terms of Hallie and the sickness. Hope you enjoyed the story overall. And also, I wanted to let you know that we have a lot planned in the future with the content. And I've been thinking, like, okay, what am I providing, right? What are me and Hallie doing to provide value to everybody who watches either our TikToks, Instagram, Reels, YouTube videos, our podcast? What are we providing, and why should someone follow us? Eventually, I want me and Hallie to be able to do this full time. It's a big deal. And I think that this time, like, doing nothing has helped me realize how to do some of these things, and also to ask the question to everyone else, why are you guys watching? So if you have the ability to comment, chat, or do anything on the Spotify Q&A, why are you guys watching what we make, what we do? It's something that I have a real question about, and I'm trying to fully take our niche and grab people's attentions and try and build a bigger community. I really do think that me and Hallie have the potential of making something bigger out of this, and I'm going to start doing this pretty much full time. Even though I have a full-time job, full-time job is 40 hours a week. I think I can still put in 40 hours a week on content as well. So that is my commitment to you all. I would love to hear everything that you have to say in terms of, why do you follow? Why is watching us either entertaining or helpful? And what more can we do to keep you guys watching and entertained? Does that make sense, Hallie?
I got chills. That was good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Do you think we could do this full time eventually in the future?
I think so. Yeah, I think we just have to keep working hard at it. But careful, don't work too hard or you'll get mono.
Yeah, that's true. That's
But
true.
yeah, no, for real, I do think so. I think, if we just keep targeting our niche and being able to create good content out of that, but also listening to our community and people who watch us and things that they want to hear and see from us, then I think, we can only grow and get bigger and eventually do it full time. I think that sounds like a dream.
Yeah, I think we just need a sponsor.
A sponsor,
if you know of anybody, let me know. Okay? So let's move on to trivia. Hallie apparently has some questions, and I have some really random questions for Hallie. So, Hallie, do you want to ask me some questions?
I'll ask you. I am only asking you mono-related
Oh,
questions.
well, that's great.
Yeah. I know. All right, are you ready? I've only got 3 of them.
Okay, go.
All right, number 1. What is usually a dead giveaway of having mono?
Looking like you're dead, so
Okay,
having no color,
wow.
and let's see, just not having any energy either.
Well, that's a good one, but I was going to say swollen lymph nodes, like
Oh.
under your neck.
You're talking medical.
Yes. Yeah. I know.
Okay.
That's also, we're not doing video. I do look ghostly today, and I have been for about 2 weeks now, so we're just not gonna do video this episode. All right, question number 2. What is the full name of mono?
Mononucleasis.
Mononucleosis.
Mononucleosis? Is that for real?
Yeah. Wait, did you guess?
Yeah. What? Are you for real?
Yeah, no, I'm
Oh, wow.
serious.
I was pretty close. Okay, look at
You're,
that.
You're a doctor.
I was just trying to put nucleus and mono together, and I was like, okay,
Yeah.
that's
Well,
pretty
it's
crazy.
mononucleosis.
Wow. Look at me. I'm smart.
All right, number 3, my last question. What can be enlarged when you have mono?
Your lymph nodes. Oh, and your
That-
spleen.
Yes, your spleen.
Your spleen.
Yeah, my doctor made sure to tell me not to do anything like basketball where I could get elbowed in the spleen because then it would rupture and that would be really bad because it's for whatever reason enlarged when you have mono.
That's bad.
Yeah. All right, ready for your trivia for me,
Yeah,
Mr.
these are
Suketu?
really random questions.
Okay.
What does ESPN stand for?
Electronic Sports News Network? Is that it?
So ESPN stands for the Entertainment
Oh,
and
entertainment.
Sports Programming Network.
Hey, mine wasn't bad.
That was pretty good. I thought you were right. That's why I had to look it up again.
Okay. Well, hey, not bad.
Let's see.
I'm not a
here.
sports watcher.
Let's see. What city was the setting for the film Die Hard?
New York?
Nope. I'll give you one more try.
Oh, is it in Japan?
No.
Wait, what the?
It's in America.
Oh, it is? I don't know.
Name another big city, Hallie.
I've never seen Die Hard.
Oh my goodness.
You haven't either.
Yes, I have.
When?
When I was a kid.
Okay, so not recently.
Okay,
All right,
well,
glad we
the answer
settled
is Los Angeles. What is the name given to glittery strings hung on Christmas trees? You should know this one. On a Christmas tree,
Yeah,
like the string that's put on it.
that. Holly?
No, not the string, like the furry little rope, you know what it is. Come on.
I do, but you're making me nervous.
Starts with a T.
Tinsel?
Yes, Hallie. Oh my goodness. I tried to give you an easy one. But anyways,
You make
my
me
questions
nervous.
really sucked this
I
time
think
around.
your fly's down.
Oh, my fly is down. Anyways, my questions really sucked. I'm sorry about that. Let's go back and start questions of the week. All right. Hallie, you go ahead and ask a question.
All right. Oh, okay. This one is from Missy Marissi. And she said, what is your favorite summer date and your favorite winter date?
My favorite summer date is definitely picnicking.
Yes.
Out in the summer heat. I love the summer heat. And I would say my favorite winter date is the garage.
Oh, yeah.
In Indy, we have this thing called the garage.
It's a food hall that has a bunch of different restaurants. Like,
Yeah.
it's huge.
It's just nice to go down there, especially on Mondays. They have trivia night.
We've been one time, and you act like you love
Listen,
trivia.
one night's enough. We'll go again.
Can we go when I'm not sick anymore?
Yes, we can.
Okay. All right. All right, so let me ask you another question. Oh, this is more of a deeper question. Hey, it's Mihul27. Meaningful questions that you guys had to answer while getting serious in your relationship.
That's a good question. Okay, I guess some of the questions that we talked about were how many kids do we want?
Mm-hmm.
That was a big one. Which
Our life goals.
Life
everything.
goals. There's a lot of things that we talked about. We also talked about religion. That was a heavy hitter in terms of what we believe in and how we are going to coexist. I like that word.
And how we're going to move forward, I guess, with all of that. I think especially before we were married, too, we were like, how would we do 2 different weddings? How do people do that?
Yeah,
oh
that was a big question. I just didn't understand how that would be possible.
I didn't
But,
either.
you know, if you love a person, anything is possible.
You'll make anything work.
Yeah. So we had a few different questions that we had to answer before getting super duper serious.
Mm-hmm.
But it all worked out in the end. Good question, Miho. Thanks for asking.
Yeah, I like that question. That was nice.
Okay, I'm going to ask you a question, Hallie.
All right.
What is by Braden J, what is the best place to eat in Indy?
Ooh.
There's a lot of places.
I love eating in Indy so much. There are so many good places. Our go-to is always the garage. It's not the best. I'm just saying that's our go-to.
We have another go-to in Indy. The old spaghetti factory.
Oh, yeah. That place... I would say... man, this is tough. I don't know. I love the old spaghetti factory just because you get full on served when you go there.
You can't leave Old Spaghetti Factory and be hungry.
Yeah, because they give you so many good options. I would say that's maybe it's not the best. That's my favorite. That's our favorite.
Yeah, I would say that's our favorite for sure.
It's so good because so you go there. They bring you out a huge old loaf of bread. You get some super salad, and then you order your food, and they bring you your food, and then they bring you ice cream for dessert.
Yeah, it's pretty nice.
Yeah. So for no free of charge. Free of charge. They bring you ice cream. You can get vanilla or you can get spumoni. Spumoni's the best. And their minestrone soup that you can get for a starter is just fabulous. You get the full loadout of everything.
Yeah. And then if people like expensive stuff, I know Hallie likes Fogo de Chao.
Yes, I do.
I don't because I don't eat that much meat. So.
But they have Fogo's good. We used to like Nada downtown.
Nada was great until they switched owners.
Well, yeah, they cut their portions in half, and then they also upped their prices. Ooh, if you like pizza, Goodfellas Pizza.
Yeah, Goodfellas is really good.
Yeah, Goodfellas is good. The garage has lots of... Okay, I could talk about this one forever.
Yeah, that's a big one. Okay, so this is a question from Isabel.
All right.
What has been the hardest thing about transitioning from college to a full-time job?
I remember when I first started working full-time, I was just not used to using my brain that much. No, like, I'm serious. I wasn't used to using my brain for a full 8 hours a day. Like, I know that sounds crazy, but... You know, like when I was in college, at least my classes were spread out, but when you're working and you're bouncing back and forth from meetings, it's really hard to adjust to that when you first start. I mean, of course I'm used to it now, but do you remember how tired we were?
Yeah.
For like the first 3 months after we started?
The second you get home, you just sleep.
Yes.
Or in our case, the second we get done at work from home, you just go to sleep. But
I mean, either or, you're going to be tired. If you go in the office or you're at home, you're working from home, you're going to be exhausted. That was really hard.
For me, the hardest part was putting my hobby aside for a little bit.
Yeah.
When we first started work, I didn't make videos that year. Like, I probably made a total of 10 videos the whole year, which is very low for how much I love making content and videos. And so I really started feeling bad. Like, I did not like the whole workaholic type of life.
And even though we probably weren't working tons and tons of hours a week, we were working the standard. It felt like we were working so much.
Yeah. So I think the biggest thing that we had to start figuring out was, okay, yeah, you're working a full-time job, but once 5 p.m. hits, you should start a different energy. You should start using a different energy source within your body. Find it somehow and do things that you like doing. For me, it was video. For Hallie, it was, either doing like photography, reading a book, whatever it may be, watching a TV show. But that is something that really took time for us to understand and figure out. Well, that's all the questions for this week. Hallie, would you like to close us out?
Yes, absolutely. And I hope this doesn't taint anybody's image of our time in India. Like we said, it was incredible. And we cannot wait to dive into that more next week with you guys.
Hallie had such a fun time, even though she pretended she wasn't sick for most of the trip. We were truly relaxed during this, and it was very exciting to be able to go back home, see my family again, and just relax. Like having nothing to do, and the only thing that we had obligations to were to have fun and just do nothing.
Yeah, it was so nice. We had such a great time, and I'm looking forward to when we can go back. Maybe not next year, but year after.
Yeah, and we posted a lot on TikTok and Instagram, so make sure you check all that stuff out, because man, did we go blow up.
Yes.
Yeah, we just blew it up. But
yes.
it was fun.
Thank you guys for listening to this podcast episode. Please like and subscribe if you're on YouTube. Give us a follow if you're listening on Spotify or Apple Podcasts. Please share with your friends, family, and fellow cha drinkers, and we will catch you next Monday at cha.
Thank you guys for watching and listening. We'll see you next time.
Woo!